Well, speaking of social trends and social media, as businesses try to recover from COVID-19 impact, there are social trends, social media trends that can help grow their business and marketing business strategies. For more on this, we are joined by Strategic Director for Social Media 101, Sabrina Andreucci. I hope I've said your surname correctly, Sabrina. A warm welcome to you and thank you for being with us here on SABC News this afternoon.
Hi, Flo. It's a pleasure. Thank you so much for having me. And that was a perfect pronunciation of my surname. So thanks for that.
Fantastic. All right. So, the five trends, the five mega trends for social media in 2021. I will imagine there is a lot of talk, that will be a lot of talk around elections. I mean, we're seeing what's happening in the US. We've just been talking now about what's happening in Uganda. We have our own elections coming. I wonder what more you can shed light for us when it comes to the trends on social media in 2021.
Yeah, I think traditionally we've always kind of looked at tech trends, so things like video or AI and bots and that sort of thing. But I think this year, coming out of 2020, and we don't really need to reiterate what happened. We're all quite familiar with what happened out of last year. But I think we are moving as a consumer more towards seeing brands provide us a lot more value. They want to see authenticity. So I think that's becoming a lot more important for us as users of the platform, but also in terms of providing insight to your business side of things, really being more authentic in terms of who we are. We want to bring back the humanity, if you will, into technology. We're looking to brands to actually stand by some sort of a purpose and have sustainability in that purpose, not just jumping on the latest hashtag Monday motivation or hashtag trend, whatever that might be, but really getting into what do I want to stand for as a business, and then being sustainable in that message in terms of what am I putting forward.
Yeah.
Another thing that we're seeing as becoming a massive trend on social is customer service. Everything is going digital. I mean, we're even conducting this interview in a digital format. And so everything is going online. Online shopping is huge. Everybody is gearing towards being able to support customers from a digital perspective. And as a result, customer service is going to be absolutely pivotal.
Yeah.
But I think it goes a level deeper than that, in that we have to actually empower those service managers on the front line, whether it's your community managers or your actual sales service staff at the front line, to address these issues that may come up, any complaints, queries or questions.
Yeah.
Give them something to delight the customers. And then the last trend that we're definitely seeing is a move towards brands and businesses actually taking control of the data. So we're seeing a lot of cancel culture happening, whether it's boycotting specific influencers or brands or even platforms as a whole, as we see quite prevalent in today's age. So we're moving towards businesses being able to capture that data and being able to actually bring their customers into their ecosystem as opposed to relying on social media.
Yeah.
And that beautifully brings us full circle back into value, because I'm not handing over my email address, just for the sake of you having a database. I'm looking for value from you. So what kind of value can you offer me, whether it's industry insight or information that I might not be privy to, but can definitely make a difference for me as a consumer.
Yeah. So Sabrina, where I was going with my previous question was also about the fact that, businesses have to compete with the fact that there are other trends and other things that pull people's interests on social media. Just today, there's a whole lot of other things that are going on, and I wonder how easy or difficult it can be for businesses to take advantage of the social media platform, which is so easy to get to a huge audience on. But the fact remains that people's interest gets drawn to other issues, other topics. Like I mentioned, the issue of elections. A lot of people will be talking about that this year. And so I wonder, for businesses, especially as you say, we're working remotely, and some things need to be very alive on social media or any other of the media platforms that we have. How then can businesses take advantage of this, and what advice would you be giving to businesses who are embarking perhaps on a social media strategy? I mean, it's interesting you talk about the cancel culture. I'm very addicted to Twitter, for example, so I know all about that. And sometimes, businesses do tend to get it wrong. So I just really would like to know what your advice then would be to those businesses going forward, and also having to maybe drown out the noise, if one can put it that way, of the things that are in social media anyway, that people are going to be talking about anyway.
Yeah, Flo, I think, look, if we're going to constantly shift and change our strategies to the trends on social media, we're probably going to find ourselves going round and round in circles. Mm-hmm. So my big point to brands and businesses, especially those that are newly embarking into a digital strategy, is be consistent. So when you start, don't stop. Keep the momentum going, because the trends are always going to be there, whether it is politically driven or it is cancel or it is some sort of scandal. That is always going to be, that is definitely the consistent here. So you want to be consistent within your message. What I can do in terms of practical, sort of tangible, especially considering digital is so intangible, but some practical tools is identify what your objective is. Now, we know that business, your ultimate objective is always obviously to generate revenue and sales. But on the way to that, there are objectives, whether that is improve brand awareness, capture new markets, increase market share. Maybe you have an app that needs downloading, or you want to grow your database, etc., etc. So really become clear cut in terms of what do I want my social media and my digital media strategy to actually achieve, and put those milestones in place. Then the second thing is really to identify your key target market. Now, marketers, obviously we know age, gender, location, etc., but with the power of these platforms, we really can start to build out and flesh out those personas. And what's quite beautiful about that is, for us as consumers, we're now getting a lot better curated content being served to us in our timelines. And it's about time that marketers use that data to really take on a more strategic approach as opposed to a spray and pray. And then the third tangible tip that I can recommend is always consider where you are in the sales funnel. Is it about generating awareness for your brand? Is it about gaining engagement? And I'm not just talking about likes. I think we typically think that likes are the be all and end all with social, but really getting that customer to engage with you, whether it is giving you the email address or downloading a resource or something to that effect. And then lastly, looking at converting. This comes back to the trends in terms of being authentic. We want brands to be brands. I mean, don't slide into my timeline pretending that you're suddenly now my best friend. Like, be a brand. You have a product. I understand that. But add value to it. Be authentic in that. Show me behind the scenes. Yeah. And we always kind of recommend give, take. Instead of just saying, here's my product, buy it from me, let's offer some value, let's offer some insight, let's offer some education, if that is what it is, before you start asking for the sale. So really moving the person down that funnel. Yeah. So in short, Flo, the 3 tips: define your objective, refine your target market, and then be aware of where you are in the funnel, in the sales funnel, between awareness, engagement, and finally conversion. So interesting. I really appreciate you speaking to us on this issue, and thanks for giving us your time here on SABC News, Sabrina. Much appreciated. Thank you.